The girl wakes up from the cave. She found herself without clothes. Frightened, she rushed to cover herself with something, but then she looks around her. To her horror, she realizes that she has shrunk several dozen times. This scream was not answered. Instead, she attracted a yellow dog. The girl was terrified. She was afraid that the dog would come and eat her. Fortunately, the dog's owner appeared. She escaped with her life. Meanwhile, Annie's disappearance has alerted the police. Neighbor Mike heard that Annie was missing. He rushes out to find her. He found a red dress in the cave. Remembering that Annie was wearing this dress yesterday, Mike panicked. He called out for Annie. Although he heard Annie's voice, but he just couldn't see anyone. He looked around the room. He finally found Mini Annie bouncing around on the ground. At this point, Mike was also confused. He thought he was dreaming. Annie was about to faint. Mike reached out and caught her. He then took Annie home and put her in his pocket. He put her to bed. He told her not to run around. But then something embarrassing happened. Annie wanted to go to the toilet. Looking at her squirming, Mike opened the window and said, "This potted plant is going to die if it's not watered. It could be used as a toilet." After going to the toilet, Annie just felt so much better. That's when Mike offered to take her home. But Annie was afraid to go home. She was afraid her parents wouldn't accept her as she was. So she called her family first. She told them she had gone to Tokyo for a trip. She told them not to worry. When her father heard this, he was furious. Annie fell on her face. She was so scared that she hung up the phone. But her hands were too small to film. She had to stand on the phone and step on it with her foot. And she fell over. Annie was sweating. So Mike took a bowl and poured some expired milk. So Annie took a milk bath. Mike also emptied the tissue box, folded the towels and stuffed them in, adding pillows and sheets. He made a big bed for Annie.